It may not look like much to you, but this is the most beautiful thing I've seen in some time. My name is Carrie, and I recently obtained one of these for my city, and I personally believe that every city needs one. I first noticed the need here in 2024, first at the Jazz and Blues Festival. We named our stage for the late vibraphonist Johnny Lytle, and we presented the award to his widow, but she could not get on the stage, named after her late husband, because she was in a wheelchair. Next, I was helping this bride plan her wedding, and she was trying to figure out how to get her bridal party onto the stage of this venue. As you can see, one of her bridesmaids also uses a wheelchair. We weren't able to find a way to get them onto the stage, so the bride and the groom got married on the stage and the bridal party stood in front of the stage. Neither of these situations raised any alarm bells for anyone else, but I was noticing a theme. I think every city has outdoor festivals and graduations, but we're also a really historic city, so we have a lot of historic architecture that is not accessible. I talked to our county disability board and they'd made me aware of this piece of equipment called the Mobilift CX. I'm going to throw in a couple of videos here demonstrating its functionality. This thing is so versatile. First, we'll watch this lady roll it down the sidewalk and use it to help somebody get up these historic steps. As you can see, there's no electric needed, it's just hand crank. Next, it can roll across grass and be loaded into the back of a pickup truck. Here's an example of someone using one to get up onto a stage. And finally, here's an example of the cutest lady ever using it to get down her front steps. Pretty cool, right? In my idealistic mind, this was a no-brainer. I figured once I made people aware of this problem that folks were having, and I presented them with this really innovative solution, we would be able to obtain this piece of equipment no problem. Granted, it was $13,000, which is a lot of money for one person, but I figured collectively we'd be able to make it happen pretty quickly. Long story short, it ended up taking us a year and a half to raise $8,000. And then luckily, by that time, the County Disability Agency had some grant money left over to get us that last $5,000 to get us over the finish line. Our very own portable lift was delivered just a few weeks ago, and we are making this available to anyone in the county who needs it for any reason for free. We haven't solidified all the logistical details, but this is going to live at the offices of our county disability board, and they're going to lend it out just like they do with any of their other accessibility equipment. Of course, we'll have like a liability waiver for people to sign, and they may have to arrange for its transportation, but as you saw in the clip with the pickup truck, it's really quite easy to get it moved from one place to another. The fact that this one piece of equipment could be shared so widely with so many people and be transported wherever it was needed was the biggest selling point for me on the fact that we really needed one. And this is why I personally believe every city would benefit from one of these. Unfortunately, for most business owners, the benefits don't outweigh the cost to install a permanent lift at each of these locations. So I'm personally delighted that we have one shared lift that can go wherever it's needed and be used by whoever needs it. And while $13,000 is a huge chunk of change and definitely seemed like an almost insurmountable amount of money while we were raising it for the last year and a half, now it seems like a really small price to pay for the amount of accessibility it unlocked.